What's up, guys? Ice Toad here. So in this video, I'm going to go over some changes for Project Diablo 2, Season 4, Enlightenment. Pretty fucking sure this is going to start December 3rd, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be playing it. It's my intention anyway. And I definitely intend to play Necromancer. Going to have summon archers and a few other changes. Kind of want to make a Frenzy Barbarian. Of course, there's word going around regarding Deadly Strike, Nerf, and a few other things. Fortitude's getting a slight buff, but anyway, nonetheless. Let's check this out, right? Some information just came out recently, and here it is. Patch notes and shit. Now, some of this is dated, but I know that not all you guys know about this, so just briefly go over it, maybe. A Blaze rework. Immediate explosion grants velocity. Increased width of fire trail, firewall width may be increased as well. But Blaze, you can get those on Infernal Stride boots. So when you get hit and shit, sometimes it'll cast. And apparently it's going to increase your velocity. That might be interesting. I mean, imagine that coupled with a Frenzy Barbarian with his Frenzy stacks. Be running fast as fuck. But yeah, nonetheless, something to maybe look into a little bit. And maybe that could be enhanced with fire synergies, fire mastery, things like that. And Duriel will be level 85. Hell yeah. And have improved loot tables. So Duriel, obviously, his loot table is complete ass. You know, no one ever farms him. Now that motherfucker's going to be 85. And, I mean, maybe we could farm him. I don't know. It would be a good way to mix things up. Hell yeah. Catacombs 3 and 4 will be level 85. 3 red portal areas in Act 5 will be adjusted to be more viable for farming. Increased density in the monsters may be updated slightly to make each friendly to different elements. So, we're talking about Abaddon, Pitiv, Acheron, and the Infernal Pit. You know, I like going to those spots. But, yeah, apparently now they're going to be balanced out a little bit where you can take maybe, say, a fire character to one of those, and there will be next to no fire immunes. The same thing for maybe cold and lightning, poison or some shit. I don't know. But, yeah, that'll be good. Hell yeah. New skill, Raised Skeletal Archer. Hell yeah, dog. I mean, all this shit, I feel like going over this in a previous video, so let's get down to the most recent stuff, right here. Hell yeah, obedience can now be made in hammers. That's not really where I wanted to go, but I mean, I've heard folks talking about, you know, like a Thundermaul or obedience or something like that. But what about one-handed hammers? I haven't heard anyone say shit about that. You can make an elite one-handed hammer, non-ethereal, for Frenzy Barbarian. And Frenzy is actually getting buffed a little bit, where the AoE is going to be greater per stack of Frenzy. It's going to have greater melee splash AoE. Hell yeah. Some folks are kind of disappointed over this. Critical Strike and Deadly Strike now cap at 75% instead of 100%, and there's another big deal. So, no use trying to get 100% Deadly Strike anymore. It'll cap out at 75. Is that kind of similar to Crushing Blow? But yeah, this is a pretty big hit when it comes to DPS, all right? When it comes to Bosons, Zealers, you know, Frenzy Barbarians, Whirlwind Barbarians, all that shit. And multiply damage by 1.5 instead of by 2. Now that's fucked as well. Because of course we were used to Deadly Strike doing double damage, right? Shit ain't gonna do double damage anymore. It's gonna do 1.5% instead of, or times 1.5 damage instead of times 2 damage. So that's a little fucked. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Okay. And enhanced damage and attack rating buffs across the board for skills. Okay. So I guess depending on how they attribute that, will be telling as to whether or not this is overall a buff or overall not. You know, or overall a nerf maybe. I don't know. Okay, so I guess they're going to address all the characters that are going to have to deal with that. We'll see how that goes. Two-handed weapons can now roll up to 6 sockets. Hell yeah. Going to see those 6-socketed wind force again. Of course, I'm not going to do boson. That woman, like I said, those arrows poof 10 feet in front of her, all right? You can shoot your damn arrows and run really fast, and you get ahead of the arrows, then you just see them poof. You can run faster than your fucking arrows, then you run ahead of them, and they just poof behind you. So I ain't really looking to make a boson anytime soon in PD2. But nonetheless, Necromancer sounds like a good time. Frenzied Barbarian sounds like a good time. And you know what? I don't know how many of you will be with me on this, but when it comes to that boson nerf, like, yeah, I'm bitched about it, okay? And they say, well, if you're going to bitch about it, come with a solution. And I've stated this a few times before, but I'd much rather have a nerf to her damage, right? To her multi-shot and to her strafe. I'd rather have an overall nerf to that damage and still let them arrows fly. Because I just love blotting out the fucking sun with them arrows. And you can't really do that when they go maybe 15 feet in front of you. You don't get to the edge of the fucking screen. And then the shit poofs. You know, you got to be able to shoot them arrows fire as fuck. And I'd be willing to take quite a massive nerf to the damage if we could just let them arrows fly. So let me know what you guys think about that. All right, are you guys with me on that or not? Let me know in the comments below. But hell yeah, that 6 sockets for two-handed weapons. Hell yeah, dog. So, like I said, you're going to see the 6-socketed wind force. You're going to see... Wait a second. Okay, two-handed. So what about the one-handed? I wonder if the one-handed, like Berserker Axe, can get 6 sockets. For like a death cleaver. I don't know. I mean, obviously there's Grandfather. There's the wind force. A couple other things, that big ass pole arm and shit. I wonder if that if there's ever going to be a decent giant thresher, that unique one. What's that shit called? It has a lightning theme to it. Shit, I can't remember the name of it. I wonder if they're going to make that viable at all. That would be interesting because I'd love to, you know, search for things like that. Have like a whirlwind barbarian wielding that shit or something. I mean, it's really rare. What the fuck is that thing called? That unique giant thresher? Shit, let me know in the comments below. I feel like I might have found it once. Tomb Reaver, shit like that. Cryptic Axe. But okay, let's keep going. Decoys reworked to use strafe and have synergies. This is a big deal. Your decoys, when you're the Amazon, they're not just going to be decoys anymore. They're going to shoot strafe. Hell yeah. I don't know. I mean, is their damage going to be based off your damage, I assume? Is it going to increase per level or what? But yeah, so it can kind of be like a totem character. Like in Path of Exile, the little I've played of it, I had a totem character. The Scion. Nice character. A good visual about her. But, so she was a totem character, and she'd go around and she'd just cast little totems, right? And the totems would shoot lightning and shit at the enemies. So it was cool. It was a nice play style. But anyways, this is kind of replicating that in some way, you know? So obviously you're still going to be more reliant on your own damage, but your totems can supplement your damage, or your decoys rather. So that might be interesting. Now this is really different for Diablo 2, all right? And I don't see that as a bad thing. I feel like this might be some Path of Exile inspiration here. I don't know. I feel like there was something in that where like something would follow you around, or you'd follow a cart around and shit, and it'd help you out in terms of light radius or something like that. Something that was essential, actually. The Delve, in the Delve one. Something like that. But nonetheless, this event is interesting. I don't know if you can set this yourself, or is this a random event? But it's the Butcher, right, from Diablo 1. It's the same model. I saw a little video of it. The motherfucker follows you around. He's a slow-moving, invulnerable enemy, all right? I assume he's hitting you and shit. He probably just uses his cleaver. He can hack at your minions and stuff. So you're going to have to, you know, just have high resistances, high life, high defense, just kind of avoid getting killed by him. and you're going to want to scramble away from him constantly while killing enemies. He's going to follow you around, right? You can't kill him. And while he's in your vicinity, he's going to grant you benefits, gold fine and magic fine. And currently it's 200 MF and 400 gold fine. So I think that's kind of interesting. You know, it's going to add to the play experience. You know, it's going to be a different way of playing. It's like an avoidance sort of technique, and you get benefits from it. I think that's kind of interesting. Let me know what you guys think about that in comments below. And I think it's in maps. Maybe it's random, I don't know. But I think that's kind of exciting, because what if it's kind of rare and all of a sudden there'll be the butcher in the map. You'd be like, oh shit, the butcher's in my map. And you get your dogs to gather up, and he just follows you around, and you have boosted MF and stuff. Kicks now benefit from min-max flat damage. Damage to undead demons. Nice. Critical deadly strike. Hell yeah. So kick already benefited from crushing blow, I believe. But I guess critical deadly strike is kind of new to that. Damage to undead and demons. Some laying on hands on or things like that. Tyrael's Might, which would be pretty interesting. Oh, and min-max flat damage, so you can get the Grand Charms, Damage Charms. Tiger Strike now grants 20%/40% melee splash radius with second and third charges. Hell yeah. And I know Frenzy is something very similar to that. I think Frenzy at max, you can gain an additional 40% melee splash radius. I don't know what the technicality is in terms of the melee splash general radius. But yeah, just imagine that increased by 40%. Blade Sentinel now benefits from Pierce and at half effectiveness, similar to elemental traps. Shockwave now shoots 4 waves plus 1 wave per 5 levels instead of just 7 waves at all levels. 14 waves at level 50. Holy shit. This interests me right here. Really, see, I should probably try something new. I mean, really, the Werebear looks badass as fuck. But contrary to that, how cool that is. I kind of get bored, I think, because with the Frenzy Barbarian and things like that, you can actually see his gear. When you change something out, you can see it. But when he's the bear, he's just always the bear. It doesn't matter what you have, what helm, what armor, you know, nothing ever changes. But he looks pretty badass. He looks pretty bamf. And I kind of like the theme about it. You know, he's tough, and he gets a lot of life and shit. And maybe there's a decent hybrid. I don't know. We can have his dual Grizzlies following him, which Grizzly is a great skill in PD2. Summon druids do quite well. But really, I mean, this kind of interests me. 20% increased melee splash radius. Hell yeah. Let me know in the comments, though. Would you guys rather see Ice Dog make a Frenzy Barb for PD2 Season 4? Or a Werebear Dodo? Let me know in the comments below, alright? Jewels can now be cubed with keys to create jewel fragments? What the fuck? Which can stack up to 50 and be used like jewels for recipes? Oh, hell yeah! Hell yeah! So fragments are just kind of they don't have a utility to them, I assume, but except for the fact that you can stack the fuck out of them and use them for crafting. So you don't have to have just a bunch of random jewels taking up your stash, which is annoying as fuck. You know, so that was always a deterrent to want to, be a common crafter. Is the fact that it just takes up so much space, all those fucking jewels. And you just got to keep shitty ones laying around. So yeah, this is great. Hell yeah. You see what I'm saying, though, you guys? It seems like PD2, like these guys play the game, okay? Like they do the math and shit. They use the computers and shit. They use their heads and shit when they're implementing these changes. It's not like that D2R thing where they can't even get the fucking chat right, and it's just, there's just a lot of shortcomings in that game, right? But PD2, I mean, these guys play the game, all right? It's not like those devs that made that other thing. But I mean, I'm still playing a little bit of that other thing, and I know it can look good sometimes. I'm getting a graphic card for my computer, so it might look good, kind of good, if you're pairing like the Barbarian, for example, or the Paladin even, or Necromancer looks pretty good. So yeah, and everything else, I guess. But you guys got to give credit where credit's due. Like, these guys, I mean, look at that shit. You know, you think Blizzard, or whatever it's called now, you think Activision would ever think of that shit? They don't give a fuck. They don't even know how the game fucking works. No, I don't know that for sure. But, I mean, that's just kind of the impression that some are getting. And what's with that server thing? You got to wait 1 minute to remake a game, but... Alright, Holy Shield now has Smite Defiance, synergies for added Smite damage, and level 22 damage scaling has been improved. Fortitude, Rune Word enhanced damage buffed. Yeah, because Fortitude last season, and probably the season before, only gave 200 enhanced damage, right? But hell yeah, now it can give up to its max again. Now it's a range, though, from 250 to 300. Oh, shit. It's still fucked up the S from vanilla. It doesn't have chilling armor. I feel like it's missing out on something else as well. It doesn't have the chilling armor effect. I'm just not much a fan of Fofo in PD2, but it might be more essential now that they have the Deadly Strike nerf and all that. Valkyrie, Decoy, and Shadowmaster have had their AI improved. Holy shit. They keep fighting their current target. Oh, hell yeah. No longer use attack basics, don't leash as much while in combat, and don't wander as much. Wow. That's going to be very nice. Hell yeah. Leap attack now reduces durability like other melee attacks. See, because they saw that it was kind of fucked. Personally, I wasn't much of a fan of the Leapfrog Barbarian. He just jumps around and does damage at his feet and just little AoE. That's all he does, all right? Like, I tried one, I think I got him like level 40, 50, and yeah, I had a bone snap. He would just hop around, just killing everything. I was like, shit, I just got to do this for the rest of the fucking time playing this character. You just hop around and just kill shit around you. And that's it, you know, just BO and you hop around. But I mean, I know some of you guys like that. And I showcased a barbarian who had a pretty damn good leapfrog barbarian. He even had a Last Wish ethereal, it was a big ass item, a Thunder Maul. I think it was a Last Wish ethereal Thunder Maul. He just held it in his hands, leaped around, just shit died around him. I think it would even cast procs and shit, like the life tap and all that, amp damage. But so they must have saw that as going a bit too far, because they decided to make it so that the weapon can actually lose durability, like as if it were just a regular melee attack. So you can't just use those ethereal items that aren't indestructible anymore to use on your Leapfrog Barbarian. Sacrifice now scales with 25% damage per level and 25% synergies. I don't know much about Sacrifice outside of it's a shitty fucking skill. It always has been. I remember when I was a little duck, I was like, whoa, this does like 300, 400% damage with one level. Then he just goes, shh, shh, shh. He just swings it. It's really slow, and you miss almost every time. So maybe I think it's already been buffed a little bit in PD2. But hell yeah, boost that shit up a little bit, you know? So we can try it out. We can maybe make some use of it. And hell, maybe they'll even be sacrificed paladins. I don't know. And here's a big one that I know a lot of you dogs might like. Teleport, 1 second penalty is now reduced by 2% per hard point instead of 1%. So you're going to be able to do 100% of your damage faster after teleporting than before if you pump more points into teleport, because there has always been that in PD2 season 3 at least. There was the cooldown effect where after teleporting you only do 50% damage for 1 second. But now you can help fight against that now by pumping up teleport a little bit more. But let me know what you guys think about these changes, and are you going to be playing Project Diablo 2 Season 4? Let me know in the comments below. Become a patron if you want. Like the damn video if you will. I'm the Ice Boy. More videos to come. Peace be with you.